Hello everyone and welcome to Pro Wrestler Reacts. My name's Cabby and I've been a professional wrestler and coach for the last 20 years. And on this channel I'm going to be reacting to all things professional wrestling. The following video is intended as a light-hearted look into some of your favourite matches. It is never my intentions to insult or offend the wrestlers involved or their fans. Any and all views are my own opinions based on knowledge passed on to me by some amazing people throughout my time in and out of the ring. So today I'm going to be reacting to Ilja Dragunov as he takes on Walter on the October 29th, 2020 episode of NXT UK. Now, for the last 2 years since this match happened, I've had multiple people recommend I give it a watch and tell me how good it was and everything else. And I just never got round to it. So I figured I'd give it a watch with you, horrible lot. So basically, I've never seen Ilja Dragunov work. I've heard plenty of good things. As for Walter, well, he's been around a long time now. I'm pretty sure he debuted in about 2005. And I remember when he was in WXW in Germany as Big Van Walter. And I remember even then I thought he was a big scary bastard. So, yeah, it doesn't look like much has changed there. I know that Ilja Dragunov was trained by, I believe it was Alexander Wolf, who was part of Sanity in WWE. But other than that, I don't really have an awful lot of knowledge on the pair. But I'm excited to see what they can do and what the fuss is all about. So let's do it.
Back it up. That's what you're fighting for right here, Ilja. You hear me?
This is it. Ilja Dragunov said that this match will redefine violence. This is going to be a war.
I am so excited about this matchup. Oh, here we go! And it gets started off fast.
And
Don't
Dragunov
expect it to
straight
slow
out of the
down.
blocks, trying to take
Setting the
it to
tone
the
early.
Oh, wow.
Oh my word! Dragunov starts to fire back.
Look at this. They're just carrying on from last week.
And Walter looks for the powerbomb. Dragunov evades it. Stiff knee to the gut. Walter can finish his opponent in so many ways. We've seen it. The powerbomb, the sleeper, the big splash.
Okay, so amazing start. Plenty of action right from the start. They've set the tone for the whole match right from the start. Slight complaint, but not much, is that because they're going so intense right at the start, you can see that Walter has been doing it a long time. So this level of intensity understands that it only needs to look intense. It doesn't need to be fast. It doesn't need to be anything. It just needs to look intense. Whereas Ilja Dragunov is basically, he's fallen into a very common trap of the match is intense, so I need to be moving fast, boom, 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 boom. When in reality, that's just not the case. You can make it intense. You can make it even look faster than it is, and he's just, while it looks great, he's stumbling a little bit, and it breaks the fluency of what they're going for. But obviously, it's a common mistake. Maybe it's deliberate. Who knows? He may have a reason. But yeah, I think if he was maybe to slow himself down a little bit and breathe, relax, but keep the illusion of the intensity, then there'd be a lot less stumbling. I think maybe there'd be a lot less flailing, and it would be prettier to the eye. But I've got no doubt that that's just because the match is just beginning, and it'll get better and better and better as we go on.
Ilja Dragunov must be hyper vigilant throughout this match.
Both champion and challenger here. Really going great guns from the start.
No feeling out process. both these competitors coming forward, wanting to end one another instantly.
Oh, wait a second. Listen to that chop. Well, here it goes.
Looking for a torpedo Moscow, but he get off with the sleeper. Walter catches him in the sleeper. Can he put Dragunov to sleep?
Both champion and challenger so eager to get their hands on each other.
And these two competitors, they know each other so well. They've battled around Europe over the years. Indeed, Dragunov credits Walter with...
I mean, those chops. Those chops, though. Wow. And I mean, if we're being real, one's from Germany, one's from Russia. All they would need to do is speak, and the intensity of their accent would terrify me.
Making him the vicious beatings he has taken over the years at the hands of the ring general. Made him, so he says, the man he is today. But Walter said, I made you. Now I will destroy you.
Oh, hold on a second. Catching the chop attempt. Oh,
Jesus.
God. Whoa. Some damage.
And now Dragunov just was clutching the back of his neck there. They will have sustained an injury. You got to think Walter fully aware of that. It's going to be a big bullseye now on the neck of Ilja Dragunov.
Well, that was certainly the intention of Walter there, to try to sap some of the energy of this young Muscovite.
Lovely.
Lamb to get up the 300-pound Walter.
Yeah, that's a serious neck injury early in the match. Could be no doubt about it. That is going to hamper Dragunov's prospects in this match. Wow.
Dragunov says that he feeds off pain, and look at this, he's trying to get back into this matchup, but Walter cranking again on the neck.
Oh, good Lord. This is levels of physicality I've almost never seen before. Walter like a massive bear. Now look at the chest of Dragunov, beat red.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Further impact and stretching out of that neck.
The strikes in this match are second to none. They're incredible. There's just... it's everything you'd expect from two European workers, especially two who have openly got Japanese influence. It's incredible so far. It really
We've
is.
seen Dragunov in some utterly brutal battles, but an injury like this,
Look at the size of Walter's hands. They're almost covering the head of Dragunov. And the strategy of the NXT United Kingdom champion here is fantastic. Early on, focusing on the neck of Dragunov. What does Dragunov like to do to beat opponents? The torpedo Moscow headbutt. This is taking that move away from Dragunov.
and indeed it was 2 weeks ago that Dragunov, following that torpedo Moscow, pinned Walter, the first competitor to pin Walter in NXT UK.
This is a brutal mugging at the hands of the NXT United Kingdom champion, who now using that size and strength advantage. Oh, wow.
Again, impact on the throat and the neck of Ilja Dragunov. Methodical, vicious attack.
If I tried that, both of my knees would explode. That was beautiful. I think, I've got to say, I think one of the favourite features of the match so far for me is the lack of punches. It's extremely difficult to make a punch work in wrestling these days because of MMA and how popular it's become. And the fact that the fan base tends to blend between the two. So if you had to throw multiple punches in a wrestling match and them to connect clean, anybody who watches wrestling and MMA, it'll break the illusion because they know that there would be quite probably a knockout or at least some chicken legs going on. So yeah, it's nice to see the open hand slap or the palm strike being used and beautifully utilized in this match. It's, again, the strikes are incredible.
By the ring general.
We talk about the size and strength advantage. Walter, 6'4", 297 pounds, 205 centimetre reach. Dragunov, 5'10", 198 pounds, 180 centimetres. That's a 25 centimetre reach disadvantage. Dragunov has it all to fight against here tonight.
But Dragunov has fought. We've seen him fight. We've seen him dig deep. But he's never been in an NXT UK ring one-on-one with the ring general.
Beautiful.
Again, more damage to the neck with that released German suplex. And the ring general, and he knows exactly what he's doing here. There is no mistake about it.
Back to the strikes. It's absolutely genius trying to use open
bullseye
hand
early on
strikes
in this
when
match.
there's no crowd
And
for
Walter
to drown
is
out the
going
noise.
straight for it.
This wasn't an opportunity that presented itself. This was an opportunity that Walter created. Because with that head is just a bullseye.
Just moving his shoulders, Dragunov is just etched in pain.
Dragunov's selling's incredible. So good.
How is Dragunov getting back to his feet? How is Dragunov continuing to fight?
Pure adrenaline. Oh my lord! Like the crack of a whip.
Cover, center of the ring, kick out. Dragunov is still in this, but Nigel, you've got to ask yourself, how much more can he
To this championship opportunity. Hold on a second.
Oh! Straight across the throat. What?
If you're ever wondering what's worse than a chop that's got gravity's help.
Walter is unforgiving. Oh! And the referee trying to separate them, but Walter will not stop coming forward.
Let's go. Back it up.
Oh my lord.
Nigel, this is hard. Got to get in the ring, up to a count of 10, and indeed Dragunov does try and get back to the ring, but instantly Walter pounces.
You hear me? Come on, out of the ropes.
Oh no. Oh wow.
Can feel that thud.
Come on, off his hands.
Oh, and again. Even though Walter has such an
to
advantage
the
here,
back.
he knows there is no quit in Dragunov. He has to keep moving forward.
There's no quit in Dragunov, but when will his body shut down?
Dragunov caught the overhand forearm there and is fighting to get back in this matchup.
You know, the thing I like about Walter, one of the many, many things I like about Walter, is you can obviously see that there's a huge influence of European catch wrestling from back in the day. And his hands are always busy. Like we saw there that Dragunov had a hold of one of his wrists and straight away he put a trap hold on with the other. His hands are always busy. They're always looking for that escape. They're always looking for that way to have the upper hand. And honestly, it's the legitimacy that adds to the match is understated. It is so good.
Oh, good lord.
And this is what you were talking about, Nigel. Dragunov trying to come forward. And look at Dragunov go. Dragunov getting back into this fight. He's taking it to the champion. How on earth is Ilja Dragunov doing this?
The fighting spirit. Oh!
And just like that, the champion... No! Dragunov! Oh, my word! You've got to be kidding me! Suplex from Ilja Dragunov, but he's clutching his neck. He needs to try and capitalize. Oh!
Oh! Northern Lariat staggers the Russian.
Dragunov again! A
Lovely
second
suplex.
German suplex. He is rocking the champion. But how much damage has been done to Dragunov?
What a battle!
Also, the irony of a German
Two
suplex on
men,
Walter is not
two
lost.
gladiators.
Oh! Dragunov says he feeds on pain, and he's getting all he can eat here.
That
And
was
a third
beautiful.
German
The
suplex.
technique on that.
And Dragunov may just be that. Oh, and a kick to the face.
Oh!
Enziguri again. Dragunov, how is he finding this strength? Oh my word, no! Look at the power of Dragunov. 300 pounds of Walter dumped.
Wow.
And Dragunov for the title. Come on, kick out.
What a matchup! An incredible display of brutality.
How far into this are we? Okay, so we're about 12.5 minutes into a 30-minute match. 12 minutes into a match, 12 minutes by the way is the length of a lot of matches, but 12 minutes into a match with this much physicality and he still found the power to do a deadlift suplex. That is so impressive.
The harks back to the golden era of Japanese wrestling.
Look at
the
his
Giant
chest.
Barbers, the Jumbo Sarutas, the Bruiser Brodies. We all came together to create this match, this moment.
Some nice mentions by the commentary team there.
Dreamed of this moment for months. He's dreamed of this moment for his entire career. And look at the brutality of Ilja Dragunov trying to stomp through the champion.
Tremendous.
Ilja Dragunov
From every angle possible. The way both champion and challenger have brought it to each other is almost inhuman. Watch out.
And Dragunov trying to latch onto the...
It was Walter perhaps looking for the sleeper suplex again, but instead...
The damage has been done to Dragunov's neck throughout this match, and Walter once again trying to capitalize on that, but Dragunov...
Once again, wrist control. Going back to the mention of European catch earlier.
Trying to fight free here.
Oh!
Some would say that was wasted motion, but I thought it was beautiful.
Oh, wow, that lariat.
And the champion is rocked here. Oh, looks for the sleeper. Walter's got the sleeper. Dragunov trying to fight free here, gets to the ropes.
1, 2.
No, but Walter looked to regain. But Dragunov rolls up. Can he take out the champion? Oh, but Walter latches onto the neck once again, and the sleeper is on.
Oh,
The
look at that in
sleeper's
the
on.
center.
Roll through for the cover. Kick out.
What a version of the old Bret Hart spot.
Oh, come on!
But Dragunov somehow continuing to fight. Oh, to Constantine! Down goes the champion. Come on! Kick out!
Oh, that was close.
Red.
They're up.
Oh, and again, it's Walter. Textbook chop across the chest.
I can tell you from experience that a chop that hard genuinely makes you feel like you're gonna shit yourself.
Continuing to try and break down the almost inhuman Ilja Dragunov.
Again, like the crack of a whip, as the big Austrian pulls Dragunov back up. Oh, and again, Dragunov out.
Dragunov slumped. Dragunov is slumped again. Yet more vicious brutality on his neck.
Up his hair, Walter.
And again! Words cannot do it service. This level of physicality.
Look at the chest of Dragunov. How is Dragunov continuing to fight?
This is reflex. This is digging down to the bare depths of your soul.
Oh,
That's it! Surely
lariat.
that's it! And Walter hits the lariat, goes for the power bomb! Cover! Surely this is it! Walter to retain! No!
Oh!
Oh
That was a
my! How did
beautiful powerbomb.
Dragunov kick out?
How on earth?
Said he fights on emotion, and now he's purely competing on emotion.
Well, up his hair, Walter.
And now, back to the neck, chops across the trap. Sleeper! The sleeper is on! Walter is trying to drain the life from Dragunov.
Dragunov has got to be desperate now. Desperately clutching the arm, but now the Dragon Sleeper. A Dragon Sleeper from Volta.
Come on, let me know.
Yet more pressure on that already injured neck. Walter trying to drain Dragunov.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Oh!
Hey, come on. Hey.
Oh, in the ropes.
Dragunov trying to fight, trying to get out of this.
Up his hair, Walter.
Oh, come on.
This is brutality on a whole new level. The sleeper once again applied. Dragunov trying to get some space.
Come on, Ilya, give me the word.
Now the arm positioning of Dragunov trying to break out of the sleeper.
Look at this. Dragunov continuing to fight. Dragunov continuing to try and take it to the champion, but Walter again imposing his will.
The shoulders of Walter trying to be driven into the neck. Well, that's not going to help the neck, but just pride, pure pride and instinct.
Look at the unbreakable will of Ilja Dragunov. He may well be invincible. Dragunov, vicious strikes. The champion is down to one knee. Walter is getting rocked here.
The double chop to the back of the neck. Their ring general is Gefallen.
What is Dragunov looking for? Oh my word, Dragunov to the skies. And Ilja Dragunov across the ring. Down goes the champion. Walter is rocked for the championship.
This is it.
Kick out.
Nice
You've
leg
got
kick
to be
out.
kidding me.
I do love the
They're
fact
trying
that
to
Dragunov
hold in
never
the balance as
stops
we
making
take
noise.
off now.
Sonst niemand! Du kriegst dich in mich zu brechen. Du schaffst das nicht. Du schaffst das nicht. Sonst niemand!
Two men with a history. Words to each other now become action. But here, Dragunov looking for the gotch lift. The champion elbows out of it.
But Dragunov is continuing to take it to Walter. Oh!
Oh, into the neck, into the jaw.
Strike for strike, but it's Dragunov who's on top, and Dragunov is trying to hoist the 300-pound champion up.
No way. He's done
Nice.
it. He has done it.
Safe as houses.
Cover for the championship. Kick out again.
But just a kick out.
And again, it's Dragunov who sends Walter to his knees. There is something inside Dragunov that continues to drive him forward. Torpedo Moscow! It connects, but Walter is down. Dragunov is down.
To the back of the neck of Walter, but there was damage done to Dragunov as well.
I know I haven't said much
That
for a while,
impact
but
early on
sometimes a
Dragunov's
match
neck, the
just deserves
punishment
the
he has
respect of
taken
my
has
silence.
not allowed him to capitalize.
Nie сейчас!
That could have been the moment, but the champion back to the challenger. Is this the moment? Poised to strike.
Oh, but again, it's the neck. The damage done. Even Dragunov can't fight through that pain. Oh! Collision! Walter is down. Dragunov pins him center of the ring. Kick out again. The heart of Ilja Dragunov. He wants to become United Kingdom champion. He's fighting.
Elbows,
in nothing
elbows.
pain.
This could be it. This could be it.
But Walter fights the outside. Dragunov straight after him. Doesn't want to let up this momentum.
Back in the ring. Back in the ring. Walter, let's go.
No, not like this.
Oh, again.
Come on, knock it off. Get it in the ring.
Impact on the neck of Dragunov.
Bollocks to taking that.
The referee checking very closely.
When will it be enough?
Stiefel ihn um!
And the referee
What's the problem?
was
Get in
checking
the
on,
ring. Get in the ring. Let's go.
referee was checking on Dragunov. Impact there from Walter, sending him crashing into the steel steps. And no! Oh, power bomb on the ring apron. Walter, this could be his moment.
Let me know, huh?
I can't imagine
Dragged
we're going to match this
and lift
physical,
Dragunov
knowing
into
that
the
all
ring.
these big bumps are still to come.
Second power bomb in a row.
Oh, here goes Walter.
And he goes to the top. Remember, he beat Pete Dunne to claim this title with a splash from the top. Can he end Dragunov in the same fashion?
If Walter hits this, it is all over.
Early connects.
It is all
Surely
over.
this is it to retain. Kick out!
Ah, come on!
How on earth is Ilja Dragunov still in this match?
Walter with the mount and now just mauling the challenger.
Vicious elbows across the face. What does Walter need to do to keep Dragunov down? And there's again. Slipper. The slipper is on.
Answering your question with the body scissors.
Look at Dragunov's face. Walter.
That's it. That's it.
It's over.
And Walter retains.
That is the perfect finish for this.
Here is your winner, and still the NXT United Kingdom
Look at the state
champion,
of him.
Walter.
Wow.
Like this in NXT UK,
What can I say
Walter
about that?
had to drain the
What can I
life from
say?
Dragunov to retain his title.
Well,
We are going to need a lot of help out here.
give me a minute and I'll
the
think of
emotion
something.
palpable.
Okay, so, wow. What a match. The physicality off the charts. That's two workers that are just willing to take an absolute battering to entertain. And with passion like that for the business, then the business is in good hands. Absolutely incredible. If that's the type of match I can look forward to, then I am so glad I started this channel. That I can see why everybody was telling us to watch it. And while I was stupid for not watching it for a couple of years, I'm glad that I waited so that I could watch it with all of you. I'm lost for words. It's just wow, wow, wow. Absolutely incredible. I know a younger version of me who was a whole hell of a lot more mental would have absolutely loved to be a part of a match that physical. But considering getting out of bed hurts these days, there is absolutely no chance that I would want any part of that. They're both incredible, super, super talented workers, great strikers, and just the versatility to be able to blend styles the way they did. I saw some British in there, I saw some European in there, and I saw some Japanese in there. It was mind-blowing. It was absolutely incredible and perfect for a main event on a takeover or pay-per-view or whatever you want to call it. It was just an absolute 10 out of 10 match. I could watch matches like that over and over and over again. There's multiple styles of wrestling that I enjoy, and I think they blended a lot of them there. So just absolutely amazing. And yeah, I don't think there's much more I can say about that. I think their ability speaks for itself. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, do the typical YouTube thing, like, subscribe, notification bell, all that stuff. If you want to support the channel further, the link to the Patreon is down below. You can have a say on many different things that happen on the channel, including votes on future polls and many, many other perks. And of course, the support's appreciated, but not mandatory. So I hope you enjoyed it, and personally, I can't wait for the next one. Just remember, go out and have fun, but don't be a dick. See you later.